So I really want to get a Rottweiler, but the place that I'm currently looking at doesn't allow dogs over 100 pounds. I think Rottweilers are like somewhere around there. So now I'm looking into these Cane Corsos, and because they're a little bit smaller, and I can't think of a name for a Cane Corso other than Kane, like Kane from the WWF. But I also want a golden retriever too. Would it be weird to name the Cane Corso Kane and my golden retriever the Undertaker? He's like the least looking Undertaker dog in the world. Kane and the Undertaker. Hey everyone, Anthony here. It's been a crazy week, but I have free time now. It's Saturday. My neighbors aren't home next door or downstairs, or it's quiet. I get time, so I'm gonna try to bust out 3 videos today and edit them tonight and get them scheduled to upload. But first, this video is gonna be about my M2. Complete disaster happened while I was getting upgrades, but right now I want to clean up these wheels, my summer wheels back there, to have them ready for summer. So I just have to wipe them down pretty much. So it's probably hard to tell in here, but they're already fairly clean. Just gotta wipe them down, and then I put on this CarPro Reload stuff, which is like it's supposed to extend the life of ceramic coating, but I'm not using ceramic coating anymore because it's a pain in the ass to put on, and it doesn't get the effects that I want to get out of it. But this lasts 3 months or so and has the same effects as ceramic coating, and it's just like a wipe-on thing. So it's easier to apply, and you lose some of the longevity between ceramic coating, but easier to apply. Hopefully this doesn't ruin my carpet down here, but we'll see. It's a better idea to spray onto your rag instead of directly onto your the thing you're applying to, because then you get overspray onto additional parts and everything. For example, say that you're spraying leather cleaner on your car to clean your leather seats. You don't want to... it's a bad idea to spray directly onto the leather seats, because then that leather cleaner will get onto like your carpet or your dash or armrest or anything that's not leather, and it might leave the chemical might leave marks in the things it's not supposed to touch. And also it just gives you like more work to do, because now you have to clean up the overspray. And sometimes like people spend like say 3 hours to get something absolutely perfect, and I'd rather spend 15 minutes getting something good enough than wasting all that time getting things absolutely perfect. It's just a better solution for me, because my time isn't infinite. But doing this should help at least a little bit in protecting them from brake dust and stuff like that sticking to the wheels. It should make them a little bit easier to clean. Alright, all set, all clean. You probably can't see how clean they are here, but that's okay. One last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a D next to this, because they're going on the driver's side. They were taken off the passenger side and going on the driver's side just to rotate them and to keep record. And I do it on the outside of the tire instead of the inside, because I kind of like having that on there. I don't know, I like being able to see it. Drivers last time, passenger this time. Passenger last time, drivers this time. Police department. And this is what I'm using. I got these off of Amazon, like a box of them for I don't know what type of price, but just I think a wax marker or something. Rubber marking crayon. I was wondering why the hot dogs I bought didn't like taste right or act the same when I was cooking them. I bought Ballpark regular hot dogs instead of beef hot dogs, and they taste nasty. Okay guys, so I wanted to do I wanted to do this one mod to my M2. Basically what it is, so the BMW M2 that I have looks like this. It has like a steel brace back here for the suspension that ties into the coilovers, and it has these corner braces right here. But the M2 competition and the M4 and M3 have this bracing right here. I'll get you guys a better picture of it. So it has a aluminum brace back here, and then this right here, this carbon brace. See some more of it in these pictures. Like here's the aluminum brace, and it also has these reinforcement rings down here. So it's a much beefier piece than this is what comes in the M2 that fits. Oh, that's a rather small picture. That fits like right there. So it has this, then the carbon piece here, stiffer suspension or whatever. All the bracing just means that there's less flex in the body when you go around turns and all that stuff. Now, normally these pieces would cost me, if I bought them new, $3,600. Like that carbon piece alone, the U-shaped tower brace thing, is like $1,800. But I got everything that I needed, all the plastic panels that I needed, every single part for $1,800. So I saved half as much it cost me to do it. So that was awesome. And I bought all this stuff, all these parts, many months ago. I was like slowly accumulating things when I had money and saw deals and sales and stuff for good prices. So I finally take the car to Ian's Speed Shop like a couple days ago or beginning of last week. I forget, to finally get all this stuff put on my car. And also while doing it, we were installing camber plates too, which let you adjust so think of like you see your tires, looking at the tires from the front like this. Well, it lets you turn your tires in this way is camber. And so when you're going around a turn, the weight will even out the, I guess, the outside tire to give you more flat tires so you have better grip around turns and everything. The reason that I went with camber plates, not because I need them, not because I drive particularly fast or use it as a race car, but the camber plates were a couple $100 cheaper than parts that I would have had to replace anyway. So it's the strut towers in the M2. When I swap to all this bracing, I have to use not strut towers, strut top hats. So the strut goes into a top hat. This would be the top hat, and the strut goes into it like this. I would have had to buy the M3, M4, M2 competition top hat because my regular M2 top hats don't work with these suspension mods, with the bracing mods. So the camber plates were cheaper. And I really want to show you guys all this, but my car's outside of my house. I don't like filming outside of my house. Once I get a new house, we can film everything and I'll get to show you guys everything instead of me just sitting in front of the camera and talking. But the very next day, or maybe it was later the same day, I get a call from Ian and he's like, there's a big problem. Like I didn't answer my phone. I was brushing my teeth at the time, but he's like, there's a big problem. Give me a call ASAP. He left me a voicemail. So I give him a call and he's like, your bumper is leaking oil. And I'm like, what? You're kidding me? Like, are you making a joke? Because when I brought the car to him, I asked him to check the chlorine levels in the car, the pilot light, and to increase the hot water temperature in the hot water heater, just joking around with him. So like he doesn't really joke around like that. Like he's not one to call me, like go out of his way to call me to make a joke like that, to say, oh, your bumper's leaking oil. So I knew like he wasn't joking, but for like a second I'm like, are you joking? Like bumpers don't have oil in them. So I go down there. He tells me like, I'm like, all right, I'll be down there like ASAP. So I rush down there, like I take a shower and do what I have to do and then head straight down there. Yeah, so this is what I end up seeing. So there's all this oil everywhere coming out of this. Is an oil cooler, which is the oil cooler is in the front of the car right here. I have to sneeze. But I took all these pictures for the BMW dealership because hopefully I can get this fixed under warranty, because there's no damage to the car or anything. So it's not like a rock went in there and damaged it, and it's not like anything that I did. It looks like it's coming from like this is behind in the wheel well, and there's like no rock that kicked up in there or anything like that. It looks like maybe like a joint or a solder joint or something broken in here. I'm not even sure how that would happen. I wonder what this is. Maybe that's like a overflow for something. I'm not sure. Yeah, so the oil cooler has to be replaced, and this is a $350 part on a website that I know, ECS Tuning, but I wouldn't get it until like the 25th because they don't have it in stock. They have to order it. If Ian ordered it, it was like a $450 part. Oh, it's not a drain. It goes up. This is probably oil return or sender return that goes up somewhere. And here's a picture underneath the car. You can see like oil piling up here, and we had wiped off. I wiped off the splitter so we can get a better picture to see that there's no damage in the splitter or whatever, like that I didn't hit anything. But yeah, so that happened. I don't have my M2 now. Well, I have the M2 outside. The work is done on the car and everything as far as the suspension stuff. So I call up Kevin at the BMW dealership, and I'm like, hey man, is there any way you can send a guy down here to look at the M2 to determine that it's not my fault and that it would be covered under warranty? Because I was thinking like in my mind that I could just have Ian do the repair and then BMW would reimburse me or Ian for the damages, because Ian's a different shop. Ian has his own shop, not a he doesn't work for BMW or whatever. He has his own shop where he works on like race cars and does all these awesome mods and everything to cars. So, and Kevin's awesome. Kevin's like one of my best friends, honestly. But yeah, it doesn't work like that. Like the BMW dealership doesn't reimburse if you have someone else do the work or whatever. Luckily, Kevin can get the part in on Monday, and it was like Thursday, I think, that I was talking to him. So Kevin's ordering the part, and I'm dropping off the car on Monday. But also on Monday I have a doctor's appointment that took 3 weeks for me to get an appointment, maybe even longer than 3 weeks. So at 7 a.m. I have a doctor's appointment. At 10 o'clock I have the house inspection, which I'm not going to be there for anyway, but my realtor is going to be there, and we were hoping to do a Zoom call. So sometime Monday I have to get my car down to the BMW dealership like early in the morning, sometime between my doctor's appointment and whatnot. But man, I had no idea. So I went back when Ian told me. I'm like, I wonder, like I really don't think that Ian or anyone there, like I don't think the damage was caused on his property. I never thought that to begin with. I guess maybe I thought a little bit, like I wanted to at least explore that option, just because then maybe like if it happened on his property, then he would pay for it. But like I trust him so much, and they don't do anything like that. They don't take my car for joyrides or beat on my car or anything, and I know that for a fact. I just, when I walked out of my driveway, like because I wanted to see like how soon it happened, because like I parked my car in the driveway all the time in the same spot. So I'm like, all right, I'll look in my driveway if there's oil leaking, if there's oil on the ground. So yeah, all this is oil on the ground from my car, and I'm surprised like I didn't notice it, because that's a decent amount of oil. And also my car didn't give me a warning light for low oil or anything like that. And then this is where I parked my car at Ian's shop when I dropped it off at him, and you can see there's an oil spot on the ground. So I definitely don't want to drive my car anymore with an oil leak like that, because I don't know what's going to happen or anything. But I do also have to get to the doctor's at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I have to drive my car there because I know if I call a taxi in the morning, it's going to take way too much time for me because it takes sometimes it takes 30 minutes, 45 minutes for a taxi to come to me. So it's going to hinder me from being able to drop off my car at the dealership in a reasonable amount of time and everything like that. So that's what's going on with my car. Crazy stuff. All right, that's the end of this video. That's the end of this story. Hopefully Monday it gets fixed. Maybe Tuesday I'll have it back or around there. I don't know. But then I'll be able to put the summer tires on the car and do everything like that. Which, because there's more, I guess Wednesday I'll have to do it, but because there's more negative camber on the car, the tires sit for, so if the tires are straight, say this is the fender up here, if the tires are straight, they'll sit like this. But when there's more negative camber, so now you have this gap space right here. So I ordered wheel spacers to bring the tires out more so that they're more flush with the body. They're coming on the 17th on Wednesday. So probably 17th, I'll be able to put the summer tires on the car and everything like that, and get the car summer ready. Because right now it's like in the 60s, 60 degrees Fahrenheit here, and you really shouldn't be driving winter tires in weather above 40 degrees because the tire compound is just way too soft. But then again, so what happens is that the tires will just wear out more quickly because the heat makes the compound way too soft, so they'll wear out on the road faster. But then again, like where I'm moving, I'm not, if everything works out with the house that I'm moving to, I'm not going to need these winter tires anymore anyways. But it's just like something I want to get done because I want to have the summer tires on my car.